Hey guys, how's it going? TechSpecs here. Hope you're doing well. I know I'm a bit late to the party with this video, but here it is, the latest and greatest Apple Watch, the Series 6. This year, Apple hasn't done anything radical to their flagship smartwatch. The highlighting features are a blood oxygen sensor, a faster S6 processor, some new colours, and that's about it. Starting off with the unboxing experience, it's identical to how it has been for the last few years, with the same separated watch and strap boxes within a singular package. However, much like the new iPhones, Apple is going with the environmental stance of not including a charging brick in the box, and now only includes a USB-A to charging port cable instead. The sock thing that the watch comes in also is no longer made of the cloth type of material as it was before. It's now more like paper, as I guess this is because most people will just leave it in the box after they've unboxed their watch. Hey, if it helps the environment, it's worth it. The design of the Series 6 itself looks nearly the same as the Series 5 from last year, which was the same as the Series 4 from the year before that. But something new is that you can now get it in a flashy red or a dark midnight blue colour option if you go with the aluminium casing. Personally, I think you can never go wrong with Space Grey, or Graphite as it's now called, as it matches with pretty much everything, but I must say that midnight blue colour option does look very nice too, due to its subtlety, and it's nice that there are some more options for strap combos and whatnot for people who are into that. The main change in design this year though is probably on the underside of the watch, which unfortunately is the one place that you don't tend to appreciate as much because you don't tend to see it when you're wearing it. The sensors on the bottom have increased quite a bit, with an array of different ones alternating in a ring instead of a single sensor being right in the middle. There are now 4 LED clusters and 4 photodiodes, the ones that shine green being the standard heart rate sensors, and the new ones that shine red being for measuring your blood oxygen levels. The way that the watch measures the amount of oxygen in your blood is by firing red light through your wrist and then measuring how much of it is reflecting back, which sounds good in theory, but in practice doesn't work so well. On some people's wrists, it will measure it right away, whereas on thinner wrists like my own, it more often than not will come up with unsuccessful measurement, and I'm not entirely sure why that is, because it can measure my standard heart rate just fine. The error message that comes up will prompt you to move the watch further up your arm, or to make sure that you don't have cold hands, as that could affect the reading for some reason. And some straps which are loose definitely won't work, as I had to tighten the Milanese loop quite a bit to actually get a reading of 96% on my third attempt. Apple is very clear in the marketing that it isn't meant for medical use, and it's only for general fitness and wellness purposes. So if you're looking for something to accurately measure your blood oxygen levels, it's probably best just to get one of the tiny blood oximeters that go on your finger instead, as that will likely be more accurate and will likely work better. There are still of course many other health related features that the Series 6 has too, like sleep tracking, a ton of workouts, an ECG sensor, and the infamous hand washing countdown. But those are things that aren't Series 6 exclusive, so chances are if you have an older watch, you might already be able to do them things without needing to go and buy a complete new one. Like I said right at the start, the Apple Watch Series 6 has the new S6 chip inside of it, which makes the already speedy experience even speedier than it was before. The S6 processor is actually based on the A13 chip that was inside the iPhone 11, and according to Apple it is 20% faster than the S5 chip in the Series 5. There isn't that much of a noticeable difference in day-to-day usage compared to the Series 4, as watchOS 7 has some very snappy animations, but it's a nice peace of mind to know that in a couple of years time, the Series 6 will still be pretty fast. Battery life is also much better than it was before too, likely due to the removal of the Force Touch layer that was there in previous watches to allow for the extra menus to appear when you press firmly on the display. Despite it being sad that Force Touch is gone, removing that layer has meant that there's more physical room for the battery, and according to iFixit, the 44mm sizing on the Series 6 has a 3.5% larger battery, whilst the smaller 40mm sizing's battery is 8.5% larger. With my experience, the 44mm Series 6 lasts for the same 1 to 1.5 day time period as the 44mm Series 4, but that extra battery means that you can keep the always on display enabled all of the time and not have to worry about your charging habits having to change by much. My day usually ends on around 30 to 40% after charging it fully in the morning, and that's after standard usage of notifications and light movement, etc, so it should give you a rough idea of how long it should last for you. The Series 6 will also supposedly charge about 20% faster than the Series 5, and according to Apple, you can now get it from 0 to 80 in about an hour, and from 0 to full in about 1.5 hours, which is quite an improvement as the Series 4 takes around 20 minutes or so longer to charge it to the same amount. Apart from that, the Apple Watch Series 6 is basically no different to its predecessors. It still has the same design, the same screen sizes, the same watch faces, the same apps, and everything else that you would expect an Apple Watch to have. So, if it's not much different from previous generations, who is it for? I think that the Series 6 is meant for two types of people. Person 1, someone who has a really old Apple Watch and wants to upgrade to a new one, or person 2, someone who has never had an Apple Watch before and wants to buy the best one available. Person 1 I think can perfectly justify their purchase, as their watch may have a weaker battery and they may be lacking some of the more modern features that the Series 6 has. For example, if you compare the Series 2 and the Series 6, there's a significant jump as all of the features from the last 4 years have been piled into a single upgrade. However, person 2 I think has a tougher decision. Alongside the new Series 6, Apple also released an Apple Watch SE, which is basically a Series 4 without the ECG sensor. Although the SE lacks the more advanced health sensors, the always-on display, and the new red and blue colours, it is much cheaper, starting at only £269 instead of £479, and I think it will likely be the most popular model for the average person who just cares about the activity rings, the notifications, and the integration with the Apple ecosystem and so forth. The Series 6 is definitely still a beast of a smartwatch nonetheless, but it's obvious that the Apple Watch is starting to become a mature product like the iPhone, as not much can really be added other than bleeding edge features that not everyone wants to upgrade to every single year. But what do you guys think about the Apple Watch Series 6? Do you think it's worth it? Let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comments. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe as it really helps the channel out, and I would appreciate it a lot. This is TechSpecs here, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.